the D50. We reviewed it. How do you use it? Hey, what's up you guys? Nick here. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Nick. I'm a professional photographer. I've been shooting professionally for about 3 years now, but I've had a camera in my hand for the last 16. And for those of you who are joining me for another video, thank you guys so much. Now, some of you who are regulars might notice that I did not upload last week. There are a few things that came up between school and the new updates with the lockdowns that we're dealing with. So I'm going to have to reuse some of my B-roll from some earlier videos, and I do apologize about that. But we're trying out this new ambient lighting because it gets darker sooner, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So before we get into the video itself, check out this piece of merch, full frame. That's cute for all you medium format shooters out there. The link for this will be down below in the description, and I know it's in Comic Sans. I don't care. I like Comic Sans. It's fun and cute. So that's what I have to say about Comic Sans. So, the D50, how do we use the D50? Now, the D50 is an extremely similar camera to the Nikon D70, but it does have some differences, and I will link my video on how to use the Nikon D70 up there in case you have a Nikon D70. It is relatively similar to this, but again, there are some differences between the D70 and the Nikon D50. So first difference is the Nikon D50, your memory card goes here and it is a standard SD card, where the Nikon D70 actually uses a compact flash that goes right here where you have this thumb rest now. So the first thing you gotta do is you have to turn it on. So the on and off switch is right there, and then you have your LCD screen showing all your options, and then over here is actually how you adjust it. So you would actually probably, most of the used cameras I've purchased have come in automatic mode. You just click it past P, S, A, M. And again, that's manual, aperture, shutter, and P. I don't actually remember what P stands for because I don't use P, and that is a joke from another video, but so once you have it set in manual mode, you'll actually come over here, right there, there's an ISO button, and you click the ISO button and you use the knob on the back to adjust your ISO. And again, it won't show it on this screen here, it shows your adjustment up here. So you hold the ISO button and you adjust that, and that's how you adjust your ISO. Again, this is 200 to 1600 ISO range. You don't have a lot of low light options. That's really all you have to play with this particular camera. It's the same as the D70, the D70S, and I think the D80 is limited from 200 to 1600 ISO. So you can't actually use the noon full sun rule with this camera. The noon full sun rule is actually at noon with full sun, no clouds or shade. You shoot at 100 ISO, f16, 1/100th of a second, or 1/125th. I don't remember exactly which one. I'll put it in a scrolly thing down below. But you won't be able to do this because this is a 200 ISO limitation, so it's actually more sensitive than 100 ISO. So you'd have to either increase your speed or increase your aperture in order to correctly expose using this camera, and I'll link that stuff right up there. Now, once you get in there, you can change in this menu. You click menu over here, and you got image optimization, log exposure, no noise reduction, image quality. Again, we shoot in RAW. White balance, I always set it to auto. So we're shooting in RAW with an auto white balance. That way when we upload it to our editing software, we're able to edit the white balance itself. It doesn't really matter what you click on for white balance if you're shooting in RAW. RAW isn't actually an image, it's all data. So when you take a picture in RAW, it is all just the data that you can happen to see if you're using the right editing software. You can do your little things where you mess with the autofocus and all that. That's right in that options menu. So once you have your ISO set, again, I usually start at 200 ISO if I'm shooting outside, and 200 ISO if I'm in the studio using studio lights, and work around that. So this knob that we used in order to adjust our ISO without holding the ISO button over here actually adjusts our shutter speed. Now the shutter speed on this camera goes from 30 seconds to 1/4000th of a second. I haven't actually needed to go any faster than 1/4000th of a second, except when I'm using this at full f1.8, and I will share my manual mode playlist right up there, you guys, so that you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. But at f1.8 on a sunny day, I have to shoot over 1/4000th of a second. I can't really do it, and I have to adjust my f-stop in order to make up for that. And how do we adjust our f-stop with this? It's the exact same as the 5100 and the 5300. You press your exposure, you press your little exposy button up there. It's got a plus and minus on it, and then you turn that exact same knob that you do in order to adjust your speed and adjust your ISO. Now this one feels very ergonomical. It's really easy to adjust one-handed as long as you have your ISO set right where you want it, because you can adjust it with the thumb for shutter speed, or you can hit that button and adjust it, and it works very well one-handed, as you can see and hear. It's actually kind of a bulkier camera than the 5300 or the 5100, but that's because it's based off of the D70 essentially. Now what's really cool about this camera is it has a built-in focus motor, and this is, I believe, the last consumer camera Nikon made with a built-in focusing motor. Now you can buy the professional grade cameras that have that motor built in, but this is the last consumer model available with the built in. The D70 has it as well. They came out relatively at the exact same time. But that allows me to use older autofocus film lenses that Nikon had made on this camera, and it will autofocus them for me. Now what I've been finding with this is the autofocus is spot on. The shutter count is relatively low. If you want to change out your lenses, you push this button here, turn your lens, and it pops off just like all your standard Nikons. And because this one has the motor built into it, you have an autofocus and manual focus switch right there to activate and deactivate the motor, so that you can use manual focus if you want to. Now I wear glasses, and it's hard for me to really tell exactly what I'm focusing on, and if what I'm focusing on is in focus, so I use the manual focus pretty much primarily, and that's how I get such sharp images. And we did a whole review on this camera a couple weeks back. I'll link that one right up there so you guys can check that out, the full review with the photos that we took from the B-roll that I'm showing. Again, the B-roll is being reused because of the measures here in Colorado. I'm not able to go out and shoot with someone right now, and for the safety of myself, my family, and my clients and models, I do have to take those precautions. So we are going to hold off and reuse some of my older B-roll in future videos until everything starts to cool off a little bit, and that way I can keep everyone in my family and everyone I care about safe. So if you watched the review already, you know how much I really like this camera and how much I pretty much love this camera. Now this camera will not take video. It's limited in your ISO range, it's limited on your shutter speed, but if you're just getting in and you need a really good budget camera, this one is a fantastic little camera. If you want to activate your flash, you just push your button right there, your little top flash comes up. Again, I don't recommend using the top flash unless you're trying to get photos of snowflakes or something like that, and I'll link that link right up there. Now, for those of you who have made it this far in the video, please subscribe. We are at 421 subscribers. At 500 subscribers, I'm giving away a Jolly Look camera. And also, for those of you who have made it this far, me and Nick do Delco, and I'll link the video I did with him up there, started a second channel where we're going to be reviewing movies, and I'll put the link down below there. The day this video comes out will be the day that first video comes out, and we're talking about Harry Potter, so make sure you guys go and check it out. And for this video, please like and comment. Tell me, what are your thoughts on the D50? Are there any cameras you want me to look at or try to get my hands on, so that we can review them, go over how they work, and I can give you my honest opinion and my honest feedback on them. So let me know down in the comments if that is something that's interesting to you, or what cameras you would like me to check out. Again, we have the Canon we still need to get out with, and we need the Franken camera to be repaired, and I'll be doing a video series because I'm going to have to remake the back, so I'll be taking video of the whole process, so that'll be an entire series where we're rebuilding the Franken camera to go out and actually do some street photography, some studio work, and some portrait photography. That project will take long enough that we're going to, hopefully things will cool off by the time we are ready for that. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification so you guys know right when I upload. Share the video if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out my merch and all my social medias. I have a TikTok now, and I post camera videos. They're not funny yet, but I do post them, so if you guys enjoy them, give me a follow on there as well. And you guys have a happy Thanksgiving and a wonderful weekend. Catch you on the flip side. Bye.